Yo, 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 yo. Back again with another pulling my handicap card.
I'm Deandra.
And I'm Brandon. And today, babe, today, Deandra.
I am your babe. What
Wifey.
you mean? Oh, okay.
The love of my life.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I want to talk about something that really bothers me when it comes to me and my disability and just other people. I think I touched on this the last one, maybe the first podcast, or I don't know what order they're coming out on, but anyway, I think I've touched on this before. People make having a physical disability so freaking hard. Like, I can't do my job, so I escort people. I escort uncleared individuals into government buildings. I don't know if I can say that or not, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And my job is, I want to say 80% of the time, working with other people, and walking around with other people. So, I got two stories. First story. Dang, we just right off the bat.
We jumping right in today.
Okay.
It's gonna be very entertaining today, y'all.
So right off the bat, so I was at this large complex, and I'm escorting. It's probably about 7:30 in the morning. I escort a group of plumbers, and we're walking, talking, laughing, having a good time, and I'm keeping up with them, like I always do, nothing new. And the guy turns around after we escort. We walk back and forth from their truck to inside the building to the bathroom to the whatever room. We walking around. And at the end of his escort, he's like, "Hey, I'm buying your lunch today," which is nice. But I mean, I'm doing my job. You don't have to do anything extra for me. Like that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm okay. I'm very appreciative, but I just don't like receiving stuff, especially when I'm just doing my job. Like, I didn't do anything extra. I didn't make no extra accommodations. Like, but thank you, sir. Thank you. And he's like, no, I'm gonna buy your lunch today because you did a lot of walking and we made you do all the walking. And I'm like, yo, like, where did this go? Like, I was doing my job. I wasn't doing anything extra. So, that's one thing that I really just hate. And yes, I understand that people, have feelings, and people, this is the way they get their blessings or whatever. This is how I look at it. If you are not a handicapped person, then listen. Hold on, let me sit up in my seat. You take my joy away from doing my job when you interfere and think that you are in control. You're not doing me any favor by, if you want to pay for my lunch, then you're paying for my lunch because you want to pay for my lunch. Don't tell me that you're paying for my lunch because I had to do extra walking. If I could not do this job, if I was not physically able to do this job, then I wouldn't have this job. And I wouldn't have this job for the last, at this point, probably 7 years. So I'm doing my job. And you just never know where a person's mind is at. If I'm having a great day, I have not let my disability bother me at all. I have just woke up I had just got to work, really. If I have not let my disability bother me, I'm texting a little pretty chick at the time, or, whatever, like anything, if something has taken my mind off of having a disability. The moment you say, hey, I'm paying for your lunch because you walked around for so long, that takes me right back to a disabled person. Sometimes I want to escape that. Sometimes I want to feel, how women want to feel pretty? They put on the makeup, the lashes, the hair, the nails. Sometimes I want to feel like I'm not disabled, and I am disabled, and I love it, and that's me, and all the other stuff. But sometimes I want to feel like I'm just a normal ass person.
But you are. You don't need anyone to remind you that, oh, hey, I noticed that there's something different about you, and I feel uncomfortable or some type of way about it. So I feel like I have to do something out of the ordinary that you didn't ask for. You know what I mean? Because so I don't know if this is the story that you're telling is the one you told me about the other day.
No.
Okay, it's a totally different story. But anyways, like Brandon would just be like, so I'll just let you tell the story in a minute. But essentially after that, Brandon would be like, so did he buy anybody else lunch today? Like, I'm not the only escort. Like, I don't understand. And again, that was a totally different story. And I think that one was even more weird. But it's just like, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not gonna. Yes, I am. I'm gonna tell that story. Yes, I am.
Okay,
yes,
but it's just like, did you do that for anybody else? Because right now you weirding me out. Like he said, I'm doing my job. I am paid. I'm already compensated for doing this job. I don't need you to do anything extra for me. Like, you're making it weird at this point.
Yeah. Yes. So the second story. Me. Okay. So I had
Wait, so the pretty chick in your story wasn't me? That was before me?
No. It was you, babe.
I feel like you lying, but okay.
It was you, babe. So no, I was just saying, like, in your head could have got lost in, oh, I'm texting a pretty chick, or your
I'm
head.
just playing, baby.
Oh, your head, but that's how it be. Like in your head, it could be like you are lost into space, like you high on life because you got some new shoes, and with these new shoes, you feel like you walking straight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where that came from.
I was, baby, it's okay. I was just playing.
So one day I was sitting at work and I was already kind of in my feelings because I really was like, I need to change my life. DeAndre, you were in my life at this point. And I was just like, yo, I want a family. Like, I was actually talking in talks with your mom about proposing and everything. Like, I'm just like, I just need to be a man. And in my head, you know, I'm a man, but like I feel like people put limits on your disability, so it's kind of hard to, you know, have that man feeling. Like I want to be there for my wife and hold down my family and whatever. Excuse me. So on this particular day, I'm talking to one of my escorts, and no, I'm talking to my coworker. And me and my coworker we were just out just chilling in the lobby waiting for the escorts to come back. So the escorts come back. We go back to the back, and this guy just randomly walks up to me and he touches me. And when he touches me, he says, God told me to put hands on you and pray for you. And I'm sorry, I don't know what God you pray to or whatever, but don't touch me. Don't touch me, and thank you, but no thank you, sir. So I kindly just, thank you, no thank you, and walk the hell away. And then, so me and Carolyn get back to the front, and dang, I said her name.
Hey, Carolyn.
Me and my coworker get back to the front, and we laughing about it, and me and Carolyn both just like, since I already said her name, I'm saying her name. Me and Carolyn both just like, don't let him pray for you. Like we don't know who he praying to. We don't know what's going on, and how rude for him to just walk up to you and just start, with the bull. And it's not bull, but it's bull. And so a couple days go on. He walked by me. He's like, hey, I'm still gonna lay hands on you. And I'm like, at this point, if you lay hands on me, I'm whoop your ass. So
you gonna be the one laying hands on, babe.
So I'm gonna lay hands on you if you lay hands on me. So, whatever. He laughed it off, ha ha ha. And at this point, I'm evaluating myself and I'm evaluating him. So I'm looking at him. This dude didn't even drive. Like he was drove too, because apparently he had a disability. So I'm thinking, like, if you're gonna pray for me and you're gonna put hands on me, then what's your situation? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't healed yourself? Like, I didn't understand that for nothing in this world. So I let it go. Me and Carolyn get back to work or whatever. Then later that day, you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that is.
I don't know. We ain't broke nothing though, Joe.
Later
I think it's because you keep moving. Just talk straight.
Later that day,
it's your mic. You done something.
I didn't move.
Just keep going.
Okay. Later that day, I seen the guy again, and he's like, hey, come here. I'm just gonna say a quick prayer. And I'm like, yo, at this point you're harassing me. And if you don't stop harassing me, then I'm going to report you. And just like that, voila, I didn't have any more problems until, he would see me and he would go the other way. And it was just like, why would you, why thank you but no thank you. Like, that can eat at you when you're trying to have a good day and somebody interrupts your good thoughts and your good day.
So for my faith-based and my true Christian people, let me break this down a little bit further, because if you're anything like me, you're probably sitting here like, okay, so what was the problem? Because that at this point, I don't know if Brandon and I were married, but we were definitely heavily in one another's life. We were either engaged or married. I'm not sure. But anyway, so he tells me about this, and I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? Like, I didn't understand why he was upset. So I am a Jesus freak. Like, I pray so many times a day. So at first I was kind of looking at him sideways. I think we were engaged, because I was kind of looking at him sideways like, if you got an issue with being prayed for, sir, like, wait a minute. I thought we was cool with prayer. But it took him to really break it down for me and help me understand why it didn't necessarily make him uncomfortable, but it was frustrating to him. Because at first I was like, okay, I'm with you. Like, don't let him lay hands on you again. You don't know him, and, we don't know who. Well, I was assuming that he prays to the same God that we pray for to, but I'm like, okay, I can understand not wanting him to lay hands. That's cool, but like, what's the issue with him praying for you? Because even if you tell him no, I'm okay, he can go in his own personal time and pray. Because
that's where I was at with it though. If you want to pray for me in private. You don't have to pray for me and touch me and all that stuff. Pray for me in private unless I come to you and I say, hey, will you pray with me?
Right. So we kind of had that discussion because in the position that I was currently in my old employer, I was that person. Now, granted, my situation was a little bit different. I had employees coming to me with their problems, and then I would ask them, can I pray for you? How can I pray for you? Whatever. But at that point, they were already opening the door to telling me their problems. So I think that's a little bit different. But, Brandon was just like, babe, like, I'm having a regular day, and you're coming to me, because it was a little bit deeper. Like, he's like, oh, I'm going to touch your legs, and God told me I'm going to heal your legs.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of started to understand his viewpoint, because Brandon was like, my legs are perfectly fine. I have no issues with my legs. It's not like I've come to you and I've complained, or you've heard me say, oh my gosh, I just wish God would heal my legs, or, you know what I mean? Like, Brandon was like, I am content and happy with where I am in my disability. So you're kind of wasting a prayer at this point. Like, more so, like he said, either pray for me in private or ask me what I need praying for, because praying for my legs is just, at this point, that's irrelevant. I'm content with where I am. And what he didn't know is that, I've got into a place where I think this is where God wants me to be with my legs. They function. I walk. I'm totally fine. Where, he didn't know about surgeries that you've had, or like what you've been through to get to the point that you're at. So it's almost like he was assuming something was wrong. And so that's when I started to understand, like, okay, he's approaching you as if something is wrong with you, not knowing that you're at the best point that you've ever been in your life.
Right.
So essentially, the way I interpreted it, and as your frustration, was that you're coming to me wanting to pray for me because you think I have a problem or something is wrong, when really the problem is that you have the problem, are uncomfortable with where I am, but I'm totally fine. So I could understand it better after we talked through that, and I just wanted to kind of elaborate, because I don't want you to be like, oh, I thought they loved the Lord. No, baby, we love the Lord and we pray over here. But, my Christians, we got to pipe down sometimes, or like he said, take it in private and really talk to God, because if you really talk to God, God ain't tell you to come over here and talk about healing.
God tell you to come over here. I'm having a good day over here. I'm just, minding my business. And at this point, I had probably seen this man like twice before he came over and he wanted to, touch me and pray for me. And it was like, yeah, I just don't know about all that. We're not here for that. We are here to work and leave. You know what I'm saying? Work, do what we need to do, and go. And like I said, I'm a true believer in God. I just don't think that that's appropriate to just walk up to somebody and, I just don't see it. I can think of a time too. I was at the mall, the University Mall. What was that one called?
Dang. dang, you old. You was at Madison Square.
Madison Square. I was in Madison Square one day, and this guy, I was walking, and I had to be maybe about 17, between 17 and 20. I was walking, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want me to straighten you up?" And it was like, "Bitch, do you want me to straighten you up?" Like, people don't know that I took Taekwondo, and it's not to say that I'm this bad butt or whatever. But listen, if you get out of line, I'm gonna get out of line with you. You know what I'm saying? It just people assume. People really need to think before they come and bother you with their lack of knowledge and the things that they're scared of, I think, or the things that they don't understand. And just ask them questions. I'd rather for you to ask me a question before you assume, something, and we both look like a fool, because if you take it there, I'm going to take it there with you.
No, I mean, and just from a regular person's standpoint, like, obviously, if I'm sitting over here and I'm looking crazy in the face, and it's obvious that I'm having a rough day or whatever, most people, now there are some people who just don't know their place or feel like they're doing something good. So let me just speak from my standpoint. If I see somebody look rough, I don't know what it look like. I don't know, but they're looking rough. 9 times out of 10, that person don't want to be called out on that. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, "Oh my God, what happened to you this morning, Billy?" Mm-hmm, I'm not going to do that. Like, I know you look rough. You know you look rough. Like, we're going to leave that alone. Let you be you to yourself over there. Right. But it seems like, the obvious. If you see someone who has a disability, has something going on, do you really think they need or want you to come and address that and make it obvious? Like you say all the time, I've been living with this for 32 years.
That's it.
I don't need you to come and point out the fact that, you think that there's something wrong with my legs. My legs are perfectly fine.
And what people fail to realize is this is normal for me. So walking like this, I mean, it looks normal. Like, through my eyes, it looks very normal. Like, how you guys see straight and walk straight and feel like you're walking straight, I don't feel like I walk with the sway unless I'm around a lot of people. If I'm around a lot of people, my sway, I can feel it. But if it's just me and a couple other people, I don't feel it. So I'm okay. It's not a point where, I'm like, oh, I'm hurting or my sway is bad. And even with the pain thing. So I have a lot of pain constantly. My pain is constant, but it's so constant that it kind of don't exist.
It normalizes itself.
So I don't have those problems where I'm going through the day like, I just wish my disability wasn't here. If anything, it was, I wish these people weren't here. You know? So it is what it is. But my last, yes, we still got time. My last story is... So where I currently work, this big guy, he's the head of, let's say, I don't want to, in case he hears this, let's say HVAC system. He's the head of all of the HVAC systems where I work at. And we're walking from building to building. It's a big complex, and he's stopping, he's talking. We're talking about his son. His son plays sports, and I like this guy. This guy was a very genuine guy. And he was like, "So what do you want to do in the future?" And I was like, just because this was right after I came back from North Carolina after they denied me for that job. So I was like, man, what I want to do, the world doesn't allow me to do. So, I'm just going to stay here and escort. I was really being a smart ass, but whatever. And he was like, don't worry about that. And I'm going to say, let's say Corey. He's like, you got big Corey on your side. And that was strike one for me. It was like, whoa. All right. But okay, cool. Thank you, big Corey. And he was like, when you got big Corey on your side, you can take on the world. So I was like, all right, cool. So we start walking. We checking the next HVAC system. And he was like, everything was cool from that point. We were talking, we were laughing, whatever. So when we got down to the end of the escort, he was like, what's your wife's name? And I was like, Deandra. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, tell Deandra that big Corey said hello. And I was like, cool. And I was like, "What's your wife's name?" And he said, "Oh, we're not together no more, but whatever. I'll tell her you said hello." And I was like, "All right, cool." Then he says, "Hey, I love you. Let me know when you make it home." And at that point, I was just kind of like, "Do you tell everybody else you love them after they escort you?" And good job. And it was just kind of like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 time out, time out." And it was just, I can tell this person was a genuine person. So I kind of hesitated telling this story because I don't know if it was genuine, like love and care, or I
But
just
you had
don't
just met
know.
him that day,
I
right?
had just met this dude about an hour ago, about an hour ago, and I just
Don't
didn't
make it weird.
know.
Just don't
Yeah,
make
just
it
don't make this
weird.
weird. And he gave me a hug and everything. And to top it all off, to make it even sound a little bit weirder, it was raining. So here, two grown ass men hugging in the rain, talking about "I love you." It was just like, no, sir, no. So now when this guy comes for escort, I'm gonna watch his interaction with everybody else. I
Yeah.
want to know if everybody else hugged Big Mike or Big
Big
Corey.
Corey, you done changed his name
I,
2-3
I just
times.
didn't want to say his name,
No, I
so I'm
understand.
trying to work around his name. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know everybody else get a hug. And then
Yeah.
it was raining, so I don't know if you sweating on me or it was just man. But I mean, like I said, I did it because now I wouldn't have let the dude touch me and pray for me, but Big Corey was so genuine.
Yeah.
And, it almost felt like he was just being himself. Now the other guy, I don't know. The other guy was, you got some other stuff you need to pray about because you're not driving yourself around here. But Big Corey, I was just like, all right, come on, bro, give me a hug, man. It's raining. Like, I done had a hell of a day. Just give me a hug, bro.
Right.
So it's just weird things like that. I guess to summarize it all up, don't be weird, people. Like, don't make my day hard because of your insecurities or something that you don't understand.
I got one other story. Speaking of don't be weird. So don't be weird. And I would say, like, don't do the most. Like, don't do something you wouldn't do for anyone else. Like, if you see me and I need some help, first of all, I'm sure I know my husband. My husband needs some help. He gonna open his mouth and say, "Hey, bruh, I need some help." But for the most part, like, he got this. So I remember Brandon calling me. He was over at one of my Airbnbs. It was during the summertime. I don't remember what he was doing, but it's when he had his truck. I want to say maybe he was getting something off the truck or putting something on the truck. I don't know. But he called me and he was pissed. And I'm like, what's wrong?
When the dude came over there?
Yes. Okay, so he called me and he frustrated. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? And if I tell it wrong, add to it. But anyways, basically, to sum up the story, Brandon was, so he had a F-150, like a platinum, a big old truck, right? And so I think he was climbing up on the truck to get something off of it to take inside the Airbnb for me. And he says this guy, I don't know if he was walking the dog or if he was driving, but anyways, he stopped what he was doing and ran over to Brandon and tried to, like, do it for him. And Brandon like, yo, like, what are you doing? I don't need any help. Like, I got this. So at this point, like, you're taking his manhood away. Like, his wife has asked him to do something for him that obviously she knows he can do. And because you notice that he's a little bit different, you just run. And like I was saying last time, you robbing him of this opportunity. Like, now, if he was already having a crappy day, and for you to make this huge scene in the neighborhood, run over here and just, oh, no, man, I got it, or, whatever happened, Brandon was ready to, I don't know what he said to the man, but I know what he called me.
I didn't say anything to that man. I was just like, all right, thank you. Like, I mean, you done did it now, like, you over here now, so whatever. But I can also think of this one more story. Okay. And sorry, I don't mean to keep bringing up past or whatever, but me and one of my exes went to New Orleans.
You don't got no exes.
Okay. We went to New Orleans and we caught the train from Birmingham. So,
Good.
when we were in the train station, my ex was a big flirt. Like, she would flirt with everybody or whatever. So she was probably flirting with him. So I was getting her bag and I was finna put her bag up. This dude comes by and picks her bag up, but my bag's still sitting over here. Picks her bag up and put it on the thing, and like, bruh, I'll slap shit out of you. Like, like, why did you do this? You took the bag out of my hand to move her bag or whatever, and it was just kind of like, yo. And she was like, I swear I ain't know nothing about it. I ain't know nothing about it. But in the same instance, like, bruh, why would you come over here? You know, I feel like, don't be so in a rush to help. If I ask you for help, I know how to open my mouth very well and ask for help if I need help. Because in the airport, I get that free ride.
I know that's right. No, but we say all that to say, like, I see too many times where people are running to hold the door for Brandon. It's like, I don't need nobody to hold the dang on door for me. Like, I get that.
I don't even let you open your own door.
Yeah, he smacked the crap out my hand. So, like, just be mindful. Like, I understand. I ain't gonna even say that I understand. I think what happens is people just don't know what to do, and so they do the freaking most. If you just mind your business, like, I'm quite sure if someone needs assistance, you're going to know. They're going to tell you, or it's just going to be so apparent that they need assistance. But what kills me is that people run to do the absolute most and make things awkward when they don't need to.
They don't have to.
But when it's a situation where something probably needed to be done, that be the time everybody's stunned. They just stand around looking and somebody then fell over.
Preach.
You know what I mean?
Preach.
So it's like, maintain and control yourself and your emotions and your whatever's going on in that moment. Like, if we normalize the disability community and just people being different in general, we wouldn't have these issues. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we can normalize that everybody doesn't look like me, talk like me, act like me, walk like me, and we learn to mind our business, I think we'd be okay. If someone really needs help, you're going to know. Just like if you see an old lady crossing the street and she finna get hit, you know, you're going to be inclined to run out there and help her.
Right.
But, you know, wait till you have that feeling. When you have that feeling that, oh, shit, okay, then run and save me. And 9 times out of 10, I think you would be more appreciative of, dang, bro, yeah, I was slipping that time. I needed the help. Thanks.
Yeah.
Versus, like, opening a damn door for a man. Like, who does that? Who does that?
I don't know. But we're going to go wrap this one up. We appreciate you guys. My lovely wife is the best. I love you so much.
I love you more, baby.
And thank you. Thank you. Hey, share this.